One message for you two from your aunt.
Uh-huh.
She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
Not rocket science,
I think you, like me, have a face for radio.
Can y'all hear me?
We gonna play with the players we got. Next man up.
That's why it sucks.
I'm not talking to you.
I'm not talking to you.
This kind of unprofessionalism does not need to be tolerated. And I mean it. Like,
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
what the hell is going on here? Just all hang up.
Another episode of the BS Podcast.
Hang
Your
on.
host,
Hang
Quincy
on.
Moran.
Hang on. There's all kinds of noise in my ear now.
Oh, jeez.
We need a little bit more professionalism.
Roll Tide, everybody. What is going on? Good night. It's time for another episode of the BS Podcast. Live reaction to Alabama beating Auburn 27-20. And, man, if we thought we were going to get an opportunity to close that game out with a shutout, which some of us had hoped, we were wrong. But, hey, guess what? You came away with the W. Coach DeBoer, congratulations to Alabama. Going on the road, beating a very, very, very good Auburn defense. And I would say containing an Auburn offense, but, man, they put some points up on our defense. But our defense is fantastic. I just love our defense. And, look, it is what it is. You gotta do what you got to do to win. And Alabama came Alabama really just there at the end. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen when they still have time on the clock because it's Jordan-Hare and Auburn seems to do crazy things. But we'd like to welcome you in, and we will be looking for Coach DeBoer's press conference so that we can see what he has to say about the Alabama Crimson Tide beating Auburn 27-20 on the road in Jordan-Hare. A lot of implications on this game. Alabama controlling once again, their own destiny. And Coach DeBoer, the second year of Coach DeBoer's tenure. And, man, it got grim there for a little while. But, the great thing is that they were able to close and finish and get a W. Alabama able to run the football tonight against a very solid Auburn defense. And not only did they win the Iron Bowl, finish the season 10-2, now they're headed to the SEC championship where they will face off once again against the Georgia Bulldogs. So if you remember earlier in the season, Alabama beat Georgia on the road and really kind of left a lot to be desired, even though it was a big road win for Coach DeBoer. But it left a lot to be desired because Alabama did not score in the second half. They still won the game. Now, our offense has been struggling as of late. But I think putting 27 points, on this defense. And look, our defense, the Alabama Crimson Tide defense, we were truly ripping the football out all over the place. We just could not get the bounce. Couldn't come up with the necessary interceptions. Wild Bill, welcoming you into the BS Podcast studio, sir. It is quite late for you, but welcome in. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. I'll just do the best I can. Maybe I won't get you coughing too much.
Oh, man. Yeah, we keep Wild Bill in your prayers. He's been sick.
Yeah, we've seen him both.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But yeah, Roll Tide. On to Atlanta, baby. On to Atlanta.
It got grim as we started watching the lead melt and then the lead go away and Bama's offense sputter. But any immediate thoughts, Wild Bill?
What? We played our hearts out. We played with toughness. I was impressed with our defense till we go into these sit back and relax. I mean, they made a couple of plays. They just made plays. Our defense gave it. I thought they played magnificent. And everything, our offense starts out good, and it's like we just quit for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, Wild Bill. You think we got up 17-0, and then we kind of took our foot off the gas because something changed.
Well, we've seen it, Quincy, game and game and game again. We get up there, and then when it's like we just resting on our laurels, so to speak. And but hey, give the guys credit. I was impressed with our running game. I hate that Jams got hurt again. Somebody's going to have to step up besides Daniel Hill. It looks like it's probably going to be A.K. Deer.
Yep.
So we got to get them ready to go because we got a tough game next Saturday. And let's go. Hey, we're not satisfied with getting to Atlanta. We want to come out of Atlanta with a win. And,
that's right.
So we won in Auburn when everybody was kind of doubting us, thinking we couldn't win down there. But, Cam Coleman, he's a great athlete, great receiver, but he has been known to put the ball on the ground. So that's what we needed at that time.
It is, man.
Put it on the ground. So.
We welcome into the BS podcast. If you're joining us live, we're here as Alabama beats Auburn in the 2025 Iron Bowl, 27-20 in quite dramatic fashion. We are live, listening in, waiting for Coach DeBoer's press conference. So we're eager to hear what he has to say. I don't think it'll be anything mind blowing. I don't think it will be anything out of the ordinary, but still. Great to hear what the coach has to say after he goes in. He talks to the football team. I think Ty had some good moments tonight. I myself was, proud of the offensive line as a whole, blocking in both the pass and the run. But let's see what kind of action or activity we got going on. We'll listen in really quick to the press room, see if we can hear anything, and then we'll be right back. Boy, I tell you what, Wild Bills are waiting for Coach DeBoer to come in. I'd say the hottest team in the country sure looks to be the Buckeyes.
Oh my goodness.
They are just as dominant as can be on the road in Ann Arbor today and just laid the wood to the Wolverines, huh?
Yeah, they did. I didn't see very much of it. Saw part of it, but I would say that one touchdown was not a touchdown. I don't think Smith had control of the ball. Most of the announcers and all didn't think so either, but they're tough.
Yeah, they are.
Best team money can purchase. And
we're all buying them, though, aren't we?
Yeah, but it's gotten so out of hand and whatnot. I got a question for you.
Sure.
I just said something to Cindy. I think for the ball game next Saturday, would you have a problem if you had anything to do with the Alabama's offense, running a series or two with Austin Mack in there? Give Ty a break from the hustle and bustle of the game. Just give him a break for a series or two. Get our backup in there. He's a big boy. He can throw it. He can run it. Just to give Ty a momentary rest if need be there. Because I think he needed a rest tonight after his head hit the ground like it did.
Yes, sir.
And I think that we got to have our guys ready. And
Here comes Coach DeBoer.
So you think about that and answer it when we come back.
Sure will.
Man, I just couldn't be more proud of these guys. First of all, for this game and just how resilient they were within the game. Obviously, we jumped on them pretty quick early, but they had some explosive plays, and I feel it's the one thing that's disappointing is we gave them some explosives, and we didn't have the explosives, but the takeaways and taking care of the football ourselves was huge. But just the fight and the belief. I think there's some teams that hope they can find a way. I think our guys really understand that they get in these spots, they're going to make it happen, and nothing's going to be given to you. You got to earn it. These guys have done that since day one. They've worked for this situational football, fourth downs, whatever it might be. I think a lot of the things that are a part of our identity stuck out tonight, and so I think tonight is just a small piece of what this team is all about when it comes to our full season and even over the last 2 years. Taking the things that we've learned, and it's still not perfect. There's some missed opportunities that we had to stay on the field, some missed opportunities that we had to get off the field. But we take those, and again, that gives you a lot of understanding that there's a lot more room to be better.
Thanks, Coach. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get to you. Let's start with Charlie in the front.
Just not panicked. Try to find a way to get the next first down. It starts with one, and just focus on the next play, and never worrying about the what ifs, the situations. Just focusing on the moment. Get your call in, get your pass protection set, get your check made, whatever it is, and go out there and just execute the best you can. And when it goes well, you stay on the field, and that's what these guys did. So I'm proud of Ty, and just the way he executed. Obviously, the fourth down was a big one.
Go to Nick in the room.
I figured it was 29 yards shorter than the last time we needed a touchdown here, so probably percentages were much more in our favor. But no, I feel like there's a confidence you have in the offense, okay, to get the 2 yards. We didn't need to have a touchdown on that play, but we needed the 2 yards. And I think there's also a piece where backed up like that, you got confidence in your defense, and in that situation, you got a chance to score, you got a chance to get a stop, and you also got a chance to maybe get the ball back again. And obviously, all those things, there's some things that don't work for you to be in that spot, and some things that do work for you to be in that spot to where you get 2 chances at it. So, again, just a lot of trust in our guys on both sides of the ball that we can get it done.
Question on the left. Let's go with Katie, then Colin.
Oh yeah, I definitely do. Definitely believe that we've got that type of team. 7-1 in the SEC, and as many ranked teams as we had, and then winning a rivalry game here on the road shows a lot of grit. What this team's all about. But I think it goes back to week 1, and what you can believe from what people tell you, who you are, and it really comes to life. And the character of this team really never wavered. They dug in, and it's been a grind for these guys because they really knew that it was a backs to the wall type of journey it was going to be with the way week 1 went. But we got some guys healthier after week 1, week 2, week 3. Even the guys that were out there playing, they got healthier. And our guys were playing probably their fastest football here over the last third of the season, just physically. And so they stayed the course. They kept playing, and kept getting better. And so again, there's still things we can get better at, and so that's the exciting part.
Colin, go ahead.
told Isaiah a long time ago when we got into the SEC games, that this is where the offense, the ball will find him in big moments. And, we have so many guys that we rotate in, 4 or 5 guys that are really a part of the rotation most weeks. And, sometimes it doesn't end up going his way. But tonight, he found opportunities and he took advantage of them. Yeah, I think it isn't just about tonight. I think we took some steps against Oklahoma. I think there were some things that we did against a very good defense there. A lot of people have struggled to run the football against them. And I thought there were lanes and I thought there were things that we did that we hit on, and also some things that we didn't quite execute. And we took another step on that tonight. And we needed it. But it's just continued to be a work in progress, and it keeps getting better. And we face really good fronts each and every weekend. There's just dynamic players. There's big players and up front that we got to block and move. And I think our communication's gotten better with the offensive line. I think we've emphasized it obviously more and more, and they I think are starting to really get a belief that they can make it happen. And I can't wait to see what the next step is next weekend. Mm-hmm. Yeah. With Jam, I know he's got a lower leg injury, and we'll have to evaluate that here going into Monday. Probably more information on Monday. And then Connor, I'm just really proud of him, and that he's been kicking really well in practice. I know that what matters is in the games, but that 45-yarder, I think it was right around that, the first one into a little breeze, man, that's a hard kick, especially coming off of what I think most people would probably perceive as some rough outings. And so man, I'm proud of the way the team supports him. I'm proud of the way that he's responded. He just went back to work. It's a lesson in resiliency for everyone, and it's a lesson in just the brotherhood. No matter what it looks like or feels like inside, it's tight. These guys forgive, forget, and move on, and all they care about is what's best for the team. And that's the competitiveness of Connor. That's the competitiveness of our whole team. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. He's one of those guys. When I talk about guys playing faster and at their best at the end of the season, week 1, week 2, the first probably third of the season, he's, I don't know exactly number of months, but coming off of last year's injury, really didn't get many reps live in camp, and I think it showed. Early in the season, week 1 for sure, and the next couple of weeks he just stayed the course. We got that bye week and started feeling a little bit more, but the last half of the season, you can see him feeling good about what he's doing. It's not just his plays on the field, but it's his energy, the confidence that he has, and that's so important for us because he's a huge leader in our football team. Yeah, Bray, I know he'll be fine, but I know he was working through just some sickness and stuff like that. Wasn't feeling perfect. Not the huge deal. He was out there obviously doing some things, and that's just what you'd expect from Bray. I want to bring that up because he's just tough. He's resilient, and he's to me one of the many guys that epitomizes what I'm proud of our team about. Just goes to work every day, has a mindset. It means so much to him. He's going to be a great teammate and give everything he has out there. And so again tonight, saw that out there, him just gutting it out. I would definitely agree with that part as far as us feeling like we probably are in a playoff. You know, you got a little bit of wiggle room probably, but not much. And I'm interested to really see what our team does here moving forward. You know, playing with you know, kind of a spirit about them. They've just really, you know, even this celebration in here. I mean, it's exciting, but it's very like business like. It's very, you know, they're kind of stuck in this mode where it's like, okay, we got another one. We got to go do it again, and they just keep doing it, and it's been that way in practice. They have never fallen off. I would, you know, someday we'll talk about this more, but just the way they practice and the way you can measure practice and see what it is, the effort and the energy that these guys put into practice, I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, wow.
And you can see it, you can hear it, but you can also, you know, quantify it with, you know, just the level of intensity, you know, that you have with the technology that we have these days. And just, you know, it wasn't perfect. I mean, I know there's some things that we're disappointed in as far as letting them move the ball down the field. I know there's some times where we really felt like, God, we got to stay on the football field, but they have had their backs to the wall, and I'm really proud of the way they've just continued to grit and grind. And, you know, this is the team that I think we thought we had at the beginning of the season.
All right, let's finish off with Blake in the back left.
Yeah, I mean, we're 7-1 in the SEC, and I mean, that would blow my mind, but I know what you're getting at. That's crazy. And not saying your question is crazy, but just that would be unreal. You know, I mean, we're 10-2 and 7-1 in the SEC with all these ranked wins. And
Quincy, do you know what they asked him?
Road. We got
Yeah, the question right there was, you know, the question there was, you know, what are your thoughts? Yeah, guys, I'm sorry the sound was so low. Nothing that I could do. Bama was on the road, so it's not your typical press conference where the sound is like really, really sharp. I had it up as loud as I could go. That last question there, and then we'll review a few others. Kevin, really good to see you watching the program, sir. Was how do you feel, and I'll just paraphrase, but how do you feel about you putting your 10-2 record on the line, going to, you know, play an SEC championship while many other teams will be at home? And then what happens if you lose? And if you lose, you know, are you concerned you won't go to the playoffs? And so Coach DeBoer just, you know, first of all, I want to say, Wild Bill, I think that's one of the most personable interviews that I've seen him do in recent months, where he's just like, his guard is down and he's actually talking, like being straight forward with how he feels and what's going on. Because if you might not have been able to hear him, but he was talking about how they were frustrated about leaving, you know, points on the board or points on the field and not handling business like they should have. But he praised the resiliency of his team. He praised the resiliency of Connor Talty, who went out and made just a beeline kick to get us our first set of points on the board. Talked about, you know, how proud he is of Dante Lawson's performance, how he's playing faster, how he's getting better. And I guess Bray Hubbard was suffering from some kind of an illness tonight, but he played ball anyway. And yeah, I agree with you there, Kevin. He played anyway, and he had a great night. I mean, Bray Hubbard is an incredible part of this Alabama defense. And Kevin says, did not penalize SMU last year for losing theirs. I think the only thing that's concerning, but it's not apples and apples, is that SMU went in, got in, and then just embarrassed themselves, I believe, in the playoffs. But I don't know what it's going to look like. I think it's an absolute travesty that, you know, if Tulane was to somehow win their conference title, that they would be in at like 8-5 or something of that nature. But Bill, I heard a different side of Coach DeBoer tonight. one that was, willing to talk about. And something that he said that I thought was very interesting. I don't know if you could hear him, but he talked about this team's intensity and how they practice for the entire season. And he said he's never seen anything like it. And so that is, that to me is that is a very interesting comment for him to make. And man, it definitely got dicey down there, but his thought too, and I'd like to hear what you think about this, Wild Bill. His thought was that they really took a step forward in the running game against Oklahoma because nobody had been able to run the ball on Oklahoma, but we certainly found a way. Obviously some missed opportunities and, ended up giving the game away, in my opinion. But what are your thoughts about that? That they took some steps forward in Oklahoma. Obviously, they emphasized the running game against Eastern Illinois and then came out and definitely put some yards on this Auburn defense. What are your thoughts there?
I thought they looked fairly well. Jam ran the ball really well. The play he got hurt on, that big boy fell on that lower part of his leg and bent it back, so I'm afraid that he's hurt. But Daniel Hill made one run that was just amazing to me. That guy hit him at about after a yard game, maybe line of scrimmage, and he ended up bouncing off of 2 or 3 guys and ended up with a 9-yard gain on that play. That was an amazing run when you go back and look at it. But I think AK Deer's coming on.
I think he is too.
But the offensive line's doing a lot better. They're run blocking. Brailsford, he was in and out tonight, so I guess he's still battling injuries. But Coach DeBoer, he got very emotional on the field after the game in the talking to Holly Rowe, with him and Ty. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes, sir, I did.
But he got emotional. So there's, but it for anybody that is listening, if you don't get a chance to watch Hey Coach on Wednesday nights, where he's in Baumhauer's restaurant there in Tuscaloosa with Chris Stewart, you need to watch it. You can learn a lot of stuff that's going on that you don't normally hear and know. But I just get frustrated that they score points and then they just like quit.
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on. I've never seen an Alabama team do this stuff, but they play with such heart, such determination. And it was very unfortunate on that pass interference penalty. But, the defensive backs are playing good, but we got, who was it? Somebody got hurt. One of our guys was playing with a broke hand back there.
Yep.
So we can't get nobody else hurt.
Yeah, no doubt. And we lost a guy to targeting tonight too, Calhoun.
I thought that was targeting when Ty got hit down there on the goal line. When they called, was it Isaiah Horton for holding? But I thought that boy caught Ty in the side of the head.
Sure looked like it, didn't it?
And then on the one long play that Auburn had where they called us for hands to the face, he was holding the guy that had the hand to the face. So that should have been offsetting penalties.
Yes, and it was an egregious hold as well.
Yeah, so I just like seeing Coach DeBoer get animated at these incompetent officials during the game because they're so incompetent. But I'm
with you there. You were asking a question before Coach DeBoer came in, and I talked to Josh tonight as we were watching the game, and I myself, not the last game, but in that game against Oklahoma or in the game tonight, I would have had a planned series for Austin Mack to go in and get him some time. Yeah. Now look, the Alabama coaching staff probably makes more than in one game than I make an entire year, and that's okay.
And add my salary in with yours, and it's still more than we make in a year.
That's right. But I think it looks to me like we may have some clues to what's going on with Ty Simpson, because I think his back might be pretty well messed up. We caught a glimpse of him on the sideline tonight. Yeah. And looks like they have a machine on his back that they can plug in when he's, he's out. But he took some brutal hits tonight, and I definitely would have got Mac in the game, and just given I don't know about giving Ty a rest, but giving Ty the opportunity to say, okay, now I can breathe. And I don't mean breathe as far as resting. I mean breathe as far as I don't have to try to be perfect.
Right.
And I know the team, they have to rally behind Ty because he's a gamer. He cares. He plays hard. It's just tough when he's not executing like we've seen him do in the past. And I don't know, maybe it is injury driven, but I think part of this is totally speculative before we wrap up here, Wild Bill. I think part of Coach DeBoer's emotion, I mean, there's probably different levels to it, but one is to see, it's evident that Ty's been in a slump. Something's going on there. Maybe because we're one-dimensional offensively. But you get to the point, where you kind of love these players like they're your son. And to see your son persevere on the road and your team, your sons as a group, overcome this hump. And look, like the other thing he said in the press conference was this, this season had, undertones of last season, especially starting the season off and losing against Florida State. And then every week it feels like their back is against the wall. And they've had to play football like that, and they stumbled against Oklahoma. And then tonight their back is against the wall. And that can be mentally taxing, which can lead to physically taxing, as well. But, Auburn, I hate giving credit to Auburn, but those guys, they played like they wanted to win, Wild Bill. They definitely played hard football tonight. And,
I'm just so heartbroken. They finished 5-7, 4 straight years of losing records. I probably won't sleep tonight. I'm so tore up. Roll Tide, baby.
Roll Tide. Hey, I'm looking at the guys. They really gave us something to get us prepared for what the SEC championship and potentially the playoffs look like. And statistically, they're a pretty darn good defense, and we did have some success. But I'm with you. We're going to have to figure out what this stall is. But it's a little late in the season to say, hey, we need to figure out. We need to figure out. I think we're going with what we got and just play the game.
Where was Ryan Williams and Jeremy tonight?
Well, Jeremy caught some passes, and also Ty overthrew him some, like wide open. I didn't see Ryan Williams get a target, so I don't know what's going on there. But I do know, that Isaiah Horton caught 3 touchdown passes. He also dropped one in the end zone. But otherwise, you know what? It'll say W.
That's right.
It'll say there will be another +1 in the W column. And for that, I'm excited. I feel great for Coach DeBoer, for the entire Alabama football team, for winning at Auburn and punching their ticket to the SEC championship. And many people have asked me, do you want to go to the championship? Who do you want to face? And I just, like I said early on, I'd rather die with my boots on, man. Let's go. Let's go get in front of whoever. Bring everybody and let Alabama sort it out.
I believe Duke's going to the ACC championship game with a 7-5 record.
That is
Atrocious.
that there has to be some kind of qualifier that says this unless this. But here's the deal. It won't be long, and the Q-Dog is going to unveil the next college football playoff championship series. I'm going to let you guys look. I'm going to make sure you get an opportunity to vet it before it goes live, but we're going to see in the next couple years what this thing really looks like, and I'm telling you, you're going to be very impressed. All right, Wild Bill. For those of you watching, man, we really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed Coach DeBoer's press conference. It was really low. You might want to go back and watch it on your own. But otherwise, your final words before we call it a night, Wild Bill.
Well, you know, the Auburn folks like to use this phrase, something about it's great to be an Auburn Tiger. It's great to be a Bammer, baby.
That's right.
Roll Tide.
Let's see. Let me see if I can modify it. It's great to be a rammer jammer. It is great to be a rammer jammer.
Don't you know that's a sweet bus ride back to Tuscaloosa?
Yes, it is. Oh, they're going to have to call out Toomer's Corner because the Tiger is down.
They got extra toilet. If anybody needs toilet paper, they got extra down in Auburn, Alabama, because it didn't get thrown up in the trees tonight. So if you need it, they got it.
It did not. And let me tell you, this is just what we want to look at real quick. Wild Bill, have a look at this. It is Auburn Hate Week, and the Tiger is not smiling, boys. Bama does it again. 10-2, your Alabama Crimson Tide, and they will be headed to Atlanta to play Georgia in the SEC Championship December the 6th. I believe it's 6 p.m. So, Wild Bill.
3 p.m. Central Time.
It's 3 p.m. Central Time?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's right. It is 3 p.m. I have something else to do that evening, but I will be watching. And ladies and gentlemen, we're so glad you joined us tonight. We will see you on Monday night. This week is going to be at 5 p.m. because the Q-Dog has a professional engagement that he must attend early. So we hope you'll join us on Monday night. That'll be coming out soon. But as for now, you got Wild Bill. Thanks for joining us, Wild Bill. You got the Q-Dog.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. This is the BS Podcast, ladies and gentlemen, where the Alabama Crimson Tide beat the Auburn Turkey Tigers 27-20. Roll Tide.
One message for you from your aunt. She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
Not rocket science, you know.
I think you, like me, have a face for radio.
Can y'all hear me?
We gon' play with the players we got. The next man up.
That's why it sucks.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
This kind of unprofessionalism does not need to be tolerated. I mean it. Like,
can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
what the hell is going on here? Just all hang up.
Another episode of the BS Podcast.
Hang on.
Hang
on. There's all kinds of noise in my ear now.
Oh, jeez.
We need a little bit more professionalism.